यार तुम प्लीज बाहर बैठ जाओगे?
Hi everyone. I think people are still joining. So a lot of people here. Um, Egypt, Germany. Oh, great, awesome. So this session agenda is mostly, it's a very open-ended live question and answer. It's around, anything related whiteboarding. It's a very common practice that designers have to go through when going for their product design interview. So feel free to put any question in the chat regarding the whiteboarding exercises. We can also take other questions which are around in general design interviews, portfolio, etc. But first, we would prefer questions around the design hiring. Cool. So, Paras, you want to first do a quick intro about yourself?
Yep. So hi everyone. I work at Make My Trip as a senior designer. So me and Shivam are going to take whiteboarding interview questions today. So if anyone has any questions, you can please start putting them in the chat, and we'll try to answer as many as possible.
Yep. And so about me, I am a right now independent designer. I work as a design partner with different companies. So right now I'm working with a startup called MedMe. It's a Y Combinator startup as a design consultant, and also working with Bayer. It's a Berkeley Artificial Intelligence Lab, and also working on multiple side projects, teaching in between here and there. Previously, I was working at Ninte as a design lead, where we build multiple, modules for consumers, businesses all around healthcare. Yep. So, any question in the chat, you can put here. Komal, Sagar, Yusuf, I can see many people in the chat. So, anything you can ask, we'll be happy to elaborate in detail as much as possible, right? Also, Paras, in general, till people will put question. You want to give any general advice for whiteboarding interviews that you have taken a lot, right?
Yeah, I can. I think I can give some advice, but I think it would be better if people can ask specific questions. I think that would help. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes.
Oops, sorry, I forgot I was on mute. I'm so sorry. So many people are putting questions here. We'll tackle them first come first basis. Swati, first question here. Yeah, sound is working now. Let me know if the sound is not working again. I was on mute by mistake. So I think right now sound is working, right? Just give us a thumbs up or any signal if sound is not working.
Working.
Oh, thank you, Rajeshwari, for the kind comment on the content. Great. So, Swati, first question: how to solve a hypothetical design problem during a whiteboarding session? You want to take this?
Yes, how to solve a hypothetical problem during a whiteboarding session. So, whose question is Swati? So,
Swati.
Swati, are you asking like the whole process of how to solve a whiteboard challenge? If that is so, I think a lot of people would be having that questions. We'll do one thing. We'll take a dummy problem statement. We'll
Yeah.
try to solve it how we
Yeah, I think
generally
this is
would
your
do.
approach right here.
Yep. So, if this is your question, Swati, I think we can cover that in some time. Uh, Please let me know.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we can. I think take this, Paras. I think we can just assume it's a give a what to write about that. We can, yeah,
Hmm.
just mention how we can start conversation if the problem is not real. So she's asking if it is a dummy problem. It's not a
Hmm.
real uh, problem statement.
Hmm.
How do you start the whiteboard challenge?
Yes, so Swati, regardless if it's a hypothetical problem statement or a real problem statement, the way of doing it is same only.
And how do you approach it in general, Paras?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. No, we'll pick up one dummy problem statement because it will take a while to actually tell how
Hmm.
to
Yeah, we
solve
can
it.
we can do that. We can quickly pick up a problem. You want to pick something?
But before that, should we take other questions? If not, we can do that as well.
Okay. The question. This is question by Rajeshwari is a bit broad. We'll answer that maybe just a bit later, but we'll save it for now.
Okay.
It's about how to transition to product design. Um, Joel question: is there a formula to approaching a whiteboard challenge? I think it's also very
Same,
same
same
question
question.
like
Yes,
Swati.
yes.
So two question very similar. Like your content, nice. Um, Smita, in whiteboarding, what basis are you judged on? Okay,
Hmm.
yeah, I think this is a little question very specific. In general, you are judged on multiple factor. So whiteboarding, the time is limited. It is, I think, around 45 minutes to 1 hour, and you are judged on your collaboration skill. How do you collaborate with the product managers, designers around the whiteboarding? If either it's in person or even remote, and then your problem solving skill. When someone give a problem statement, do you immediately jump to the design solutions or ideas or start making the UI, or you first take a step back and then before approaching to solutions ask a lot of questions, try to dig deeper into the problem statement, and sometimes you when you dig deeper in the problem statement you end up redefining the problem statement.
Hmm.
So yeah, problem statement, problem solving skill, collaboration skill, and your time management skill also, because in 1 hour you have to do end-to-end solution. And also fourth thing is also how much breadth you can explore in 1 hour. I mean, is it just you go to only one solution, or you can think of multiple ways, multiple exploration to approach the problem by finding different solutions. And then also fifth point, very important, often often not taken to the core, is prioritization. Let's say you explore 5 6 different ideas, then why did you went with just one idea, one solution? How do you prioritize? Do you know the like this impact versus effort thing, that okay, maybe 3 4 ideas, this one is the most impactful, but also the effort is also not very much as compared to the other ideas, so you have to optimize. And by effort I mean the effort in terms of technical work, implementation, and timeline. So these are some 4 or 5 factors that you are judged on in terms of whiteboarding interview. Yeah, Paras, anything I miss here?
Yes, also one point I would like to add. Also, while taking the whiteboarding session, we are also judging how are you as a person to work with. Like if you would be there in my team, how would you be to work with? So we are also judging that while taking the whiteboarding session because we somehow are trying to understand how you think as well.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. So I think we have now two questions around the same thing, around the
Hmm.
solving a whiteboarding by Joel Armstrong, Swati, around the same how to do. So, Paras, you want to first talk about your approach for
Uh,
whiteboarding?
I think it would be better if we can pick a problem statement. So what we can do is any one of you in the chat can put a problem statement here. We can pick it up from the internet, uh, and then we can maybe solve it. I think that would help.
I mean, if you would
Hmm.
like to put any problem statement, just put it here, because it will be very fun if you do it, live here,
Something.
something spontaneous. If you would like to put any one of you want to like to put any other problem statement, you can do that. Uh, if not, then we can also take from our own side.
Hmm.
It's fine. So we'll just wait for 2 3 minutes. If anyone from you just want to put any kind of problem statement, we'll do it. Yeah, just wait for 2 3 minutes. Cool.
Figma kariyo ekdam.
Okay, great. So someone has put a question here. Swati, okay, thank you, Swati. So try to pick up a different kind of design problem, like design an ATM machine for kids 8 to 10 years old, because I don't think kids are handling these things in reality. So Paras, this is the
Just a
problem.
second, I did not get it. Try to pick a bit different kind of design problem, like design an ATM machine for kids 8 to 12 years, because I don't think these kids are handling these things in reality.
Yeah.
So, Swati, is this the whole problem statement that you
Yeah.
picked up? This is a part of the problem statement because I don't think kids are handling these things in reality, or is it just your view? Because if it is a part of the problem statement, we'll approach it in that way.
Yeah. I think, yeah, because I think she means that the target audience for ATM is kids, and the designer ATM which is catered toward the kids, so they can use that, because I think the UI and the whole thing is a little bit difficult for kids. I think, yeah. So Swati, just let us know if that's what you are talking about. Designing
Is
an
this the
ATM.
whole problem statement or just this one? Design an ATM machine for kids 8 to 12 years. Just let us know. We can pick this one.
Yeah, because what we're doing right now is also important in the because what we are doing right now is also a part of whiteboarding. uh, when someone, like say, when a product manager or designer give you a whiteboarding challenge, you don't start immediately. First you try to clarify any doubts, any question, get the context, and then begin that, because it shows that you know how to ask questions. It's very important in the whiteboarding. Ask lot of questions, get the context, get the clarity. Cool. So she has mentioned something here. Real problem is design an ATM machine for kids, right?
Okay, we can pick this one.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll share our screen. We'll put this problem statement on Figma and then let's do it there.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
so
again, this is just our way of doing it, but again, this will give you a glimpse of how like this is one way of going about whiteboarding challenge.
And Ankit, about a question: when starting a whiteboarding session, do you think aloud your thoughts and ideas, and potentially start discussion with interview panel, or just start jolting these ideas on the board? I think it's good. I think it's in moderation. It's good to balance those things. You don't have to be completely silent and not also completely talking all the time. So it's a balance you have to maintain. And so we can just maybe quickly start share our screen, and Paras can maybe take that.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can put it on Figma from
Yeah,
there. We
I'll
can
just
pick it.
share my screen right away and open the FigJam. We can do
Say
it
Figma.
on live, right?
Figma.
Yeah. Cool. I have shared my screen. Let me know if there's any issue. I think it should work well. So I'll open the Figma.
Cool. We can.
Yeah.
Cool.
New file.
Make a new file. No worries.
Yeah.
Can you copy that, Shivam?
Yeah.
The
So
problem
this is the
statement.
problem statement, right, by Swati.
Just give me 1 minute. One second. We are audible, no? First of all.
Yeah.
Design an ATM machine. Achha, I'll write it. No worries. What is it? Design an ATM machine for 8 to 12 years. Cool, Shyam, we are audible, no? Guys, are we audible?
Yeah, we are audible. In case you're not audible, just let us know in the chat. I assume we're audible, right?
Yes. So cool. We'll start. So, for example, I will be the one who is giving the interview right now, and say assume that you guys are the one who is taking the interview. So I would generally approach this kind of whiteboarding challenges. This is a little bit easier. We'll pick one difficult one. But again, anyways. So sorry. Cool. So first of all, like whenever we are doing a whiteboarding challenge, what the recruiter is trying to understand is how you think, how you generally approach problems, and how do you approach solutions as well. So I'll quickly go one by one. What I generally do is I try to understand the problem statement better first, and then kind of rephrase it. So what I do is right now it's here written design an ATM machine. So I will quickly pick up those words which I want to know more about. So for example, 1 second. Quick, this is right. One. Cool. So what I would generally do is, first of all, I want to understand what an what an ATM machine is, how does it work, so that I understand this problem better. Next thing that I see with this problem statement is it says kids 8 to 12 years. So if you understand it right now, what we have to do is design an ATM machine for kids of 8 to 12 years of age. So basically, first I want to understand what an ATM machine is, and then who are these kids? Like this age bracket 8 to 12 years. What is this persona type? So if I understand this better, I will then rephrase the problem statement. So what I will so if I go to the ATM machine is something which would dispense oh, dispense cash, and then what else can do? I can check my balance. So basically, I will write it better so that it's easier for everyone to understand. Machine that can, sorry, yeah. So a machine that can dispense cash, check my balance. What else can Shivam do? I'm just randomly thinking out.
Machine can tell me about I can get my receipt, transaction
Okay,
history,
transaction history,
change the
pin,
Paytm,
yeah,
change Paytm pin.
transaction history.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm not used to this laptop. Change pin. So for now, let's keep these one only. So basically, I have to design a machine that does all these things for these kids. So now let's understand who these kids are. So basically,
So what next step will be?
so I'm just what I'm doing right now, Shyam, is I'm just trying to understand the problem statement better, and then I will probably rephrase it so that I can design whatever I want.
Right, right.
So also, like guys, if you notice one more thing, I am also like speaking out loud whatever I'm doing. So please do that in your interviews as well.
But they should speak out completely all the things, or it should be in moderation.
You know what? See, if you have to speak for 1 hour, you like if you make it up other than your personality, you won't be able to do it. I think
Okay,
the
so be
best is
natural,
to
right?
be natural.
Right, yeah. And what is next step is that you are saying we will break down the target audience, right?
Yep. So basically, what I'm doing is I have this problem statement. Everything that I want to know more about, I'm just breaking it down. That's it. So
Yeah, cool, cool, yeah.
so first is I want to understand the ATM machine. I know a machine that will do all this. Then I want to understand who these kids are. So basically, again, let's assume some things about these kids as well. They are, for example, if you have to design a machine, they are, uh, what do I say? They are used to interfaces. Should I write that?
And they are used to certain application kits, like Instagram,
Yes.
YouTube Shorts, so we
Yes.
can
I'm
used
not
to
getting a better word than used to.
certain apps, like then we can draw the similar patterns from the apps that
Exactly.
you're using, right? Applications like
For example,
my like I have a nephew who's 8 years old, and he uses Snapchat,
okay.
YouTube Shorts, YouTube,
Sorry.
YouTube mostly, but YouTube and YouTube Shorts.
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also I sometimes see him using Amazon and Flipkart to get his purchases also. He knows how the whole flow, add to cart and all those stuff. But yeah. And and why we're writing this thing is that because the kind of application they're used to, then we can leverage the known patterns. You don't have to reinvent anything. We just need to see these patterns. Reel has this scroll pattern, Amazon pattern. Then we can leverage that in our ATM thing, right?
I was just seeing if anyone has any question. Also, if anyone has any question, please let us know. Like in between, we'll stop
and also for the target audience, it's also good to be as narrow as possible. So it's kids, ages there 8 to 12, and then we get the behavior by the kind of they're using, and then also the demographic. So I assume we are doing this for tier 1, tier 2 cities. Tier 2, tier 3 is a different game. So let's say we're doing for kids in Delhi, NCR, Bombay, Bangalore, tier 1 cities, right? Because of course in smaller towns they don't have the access to mobile and all those stuff as right. This is one, and I think I think this is good enough to start the next, right?
Cool. So I have quickly written down 2 more points about these kids. These are just assumptions. First, like Shivam told, they are used to these applications. the other thing that I understand is if someone who is 8 to 12 years old, we should design an interface which is very easy for them to use. So also an interface which focuses a lot on error handling. What I mean by error handling is, for example, if the kid makes a mistake while using this machine, because this is a very critical kind of machine, so there should be a way to for the kid to go back. There should be extra focus on that. So right now, what I have done is I'll quickly proceed for the second step. I have a redesign problem statement, which is design a ATM machine that that can dispense cash. What else? Check balance, change pin, blah blah blah. For kids, uh, for kids, uh, which focus a lot on error handling. So if you see now, basically what I have done is by understanding ATM machine and the persona type, what I have done is I have redefined this problem statement. So this is the problem statement that I'm going to solve. So yep. So if anyone has any question till now, please feel free to ask. And also, like if there is a point that you did not understand or anything, please feel free. I'll quickly go to the questions.
So just quickly, thank you for that. Okay. So just quickly being here, just any question till now? Yeah.
It's very
Also, I think just for the interest,
sorry.
Also just for the interest of the time, if we end up doing the whole whiteboarding, it might take 1 hour 45 minutes. So
I will quickly take them through
so
quickly.
we will now quickly skim and again I can demonstrate one of the example that is completely being done previously. So that might be better. So yeah, Paras, we can be
Quickly, I'll go. So basically, this is the problem statement that now I'm going to solve. So as a next step, what I will do is I will start. I will quickly tell you. I will start making a flow for one of these things, like for dispensing cash. Maybe I will quickly write. I will for dispensing. Okay. For dispensing cash, I will coin. Oh. So I will again basically make a flow over here. So for example, you know, among how will this dispense cash work? One second. Like for example, there's an interface. Then then there are 5 options. Blah blah blah. 1, 2, 3. So cool. So what I will now do is so if you see what I have now, since I have a redefined problem statement now, I will again try to quickly assign tasks from this problem statement. So first one is I will see how dispensing cash. I'm just taking that. So I will make a flow for that for dispensing cash. Similarly for others, I will do this. For changing pin, this will be the flow. Once I have a flow, after that, what I can do is I can make a small IA. Since this whole thing is going to work together, I will make a small IA. After that small IA, I will quickly make wireframes. I will not focus on visual design that time. I will quickly make wireframes, and also while making wireframes, I will I will try at least 3 4 different ways to solve it, because that is very important. Because the recruiter who's taking your interview, they will understand how, like, these are the different ways in which you can think. So yep. So after that, I will make some different approaches to solve it. Then I will quickly make wireframe of 1 or 2 of them, and then maybe pick one of them and then show it.
Right. And there will be also some maybe in between some some of the assumptions, hypotheses, and I'll also list down these are the assumptions that I've taken when I'm making this flow and these wireframes. And then based on the business need and the best experience that we can cater to the target audience, that is kids, out of 4 5 ideas, 4 5 wireframes that we have made, we will select one. So again, this is very important point. So just to you won't forget this point, I'll quickly show what I mean here. So I will, let's say, let's say we have 5 6 ideas. What I'll do here is that I'll just make a graph. Let's say we have made 5 6 wireframes, and then we want to get to we want to see which one should we make. So just to show you, so this is the graph I make here, and this I'll list here uh, impact. This will be the impact, and this will be effort. So, and by impact, I mean how much impactful, valuable it is for the user, how much revenue we can get, because if it is good for the user, it is good for the business, right? User experience, revenue, business value, impact, and for the effort means how much technical effort will that take? Because sometimes we can design something that is miraculous, that is amazing for the user, but that might take years to build, right? So we need to consider that, and you don't need to be very technical on that. Just basic knowledge will be fine. And let's say you make 4 5 options. So I'll just quickly show you how I list here is that, let's say this is option one you made, and let's say this is option two, and
Nice.
yeah, and then this is, let's say, option three, and this is let's say option yeah, this is, let's say, option 4. So it just simple heuristic. So yeah, so based on, you see, the fourth option has the highest impact and the less effort as compared to two and third idea. So we will pick up this one. Why? Because it is not always about the impact. You have to be practical as a designer. You have to demonstrate your ability to think in terms of technical consideration, development effort. So if in the whiteboarding exercise you have some developers, some engineers with you, you can then discuss that. Just ask them, that technical effort, ask to explain that. So based on that impact and effort, then you make it. And this thing is, it's very simple. So it is just, like, simple thing. I'm writing here. Try to guess what I'm writing here. It is called prioritization. Just trying to be fancy here. Prioritization. So they will be judging your prioritization like that. Yeah.
Also one more point, one more good thing about this impact versus effort thing that Shivam just mentioned. This also tells us how collaborative are you in nature. So for example, if if you pick a if you pick a solution and say for example it's very high effort and low impact, then obviously we are going to reject it. And how did you know that? By talking to the engineering team and all. You can say that in an interview. So basically, like, I'll talk to the engineering team and the product team, and based on that, I will probably go with this one. So this will also show like your collaborative nature as well.
Yeah, right. I think
Do you
this is
want
a
to see any
very,
questions?
yeah, I'll just quickly go to the and check any questions are there, if any questions.
Mhm.
Uh,
Also, are people able to understand? I'm not sure, like, since no questions are
yeah,
there.
so please in the chat let us know if you have any, questions or any comments here. If you have any doubts also, we'll happy to elaborate more. So this is a free session. We're just doing to help you. So please come up, and just like in the chat and ask your questions. And you have all our time for next, I think, 30 40 minutes.
Mm.
And also one thing, we also have a design community. Like right now it's on Discord. But we are shifting that on the WhatsApp. So also sharing the link with the design community, so you can just fill this form, and then you will get an invite. I think in 2 3 weeks when you move to WhatsApp. So it's a design community with about 500 peoples, design leaders and design people across the world over WhatsApp. So just fill this form. It's again free also.
Mm.
Yeah. Also, I think we can take this question by, I think,
Which one?
yeah. So, Paras, if you can pick one of the problem statement he has come across while make my trip, okay. Um, Okay, so I think we just
Sorry, so I will also what kind of problem statement companies like MMD.
yeah.
Acha.
So Paras, you have been
Hmm.
working as at Make My Trip
Hmm.
since
Hmm.
long
Hmm.
2 years.
Hmm.
So when you do whiteboarding with people, what are the general mistakes that you
Hmm.
notice?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the major mistakes that I notice that end up getting a person rejected is first is like whenever I give them a problem statement, they generally do not ask questions. They will start telling me we can do this, we can do that. That is a big red flag for two reasons I will tell you. First is I want you to again this is my view. I want you to understand the problem statement better because that gives me an idea. So for example, if I am going to hire and if I am going to hire you as a designer, I am somehow going to relate to you on a lot of tasks, and also you will be having a lot of responsibilities as well. So for that, since you are going to handle a lot of tasks yourself, I want you to be better at understanding.
Yeah.
This is generally my thought process.
Yeah.
So people who ask a lot of questions around the problem statement, like this is a bonus point that I think. Also, what were you asking? What are the things
Mistakes,
that yeah
mistakes. Yeah.
mistakes? Okay,
At
sorry.
Make My Trip when you're
Ha ha
hiring.
ha.
Yeah.
Yep. So mistakes. One is like people not asking a lot of questions. Second mistake that I generally see is people directly jumping to solutions. So, for example, if I take the ATM machine problem only, someone who like red flag is basically people coming. Okay, I want to design an ATM machine. What I can do is I can add another option for kids. They can do that. So basically, even if you end up doing that, just don't make it very obvious that this is going to be the solution.
Yeah.
Understand the problem because there are a lot of nuances in the problem statement that you will understand while solving it.
Yeah.
And also, we are not looking for a perfect solution in the whiteboarding challenge.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are just trying to understand how you think. That's it.
Right. How you think and how you
Hmm.
collaborate.
Shim, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. How you think, and how you collaborate with the team, and what kind of questions you ask, and there will be some questions and ambiguities. Just try to document.
Just 1 minute.
So at the end, also, I think when I take interviews, I also see their documentation on the whole whiteboarding. Often these is done over Zoom or Google Meet. So when they document things over FigJam or some other tool, like how properly they have documented that, and did they mention any ambiguities, any questions, um, any conclusion, any summaries, etc., or some or any key constraints, etc. Yeah.
I think we have some questions. You.
Yeah, more questions.
So,
Sorry, just yeah. So, what's the best way to handle feedback and critique
while
while we
doing
are
whiteboarding, a good
whiteboarding?
question. Yes. So, Akshat, the best. So, for example, while I was doing that, and if you gave me a feedback, Paras, let's not pick solution one. It would be better if you discuss it with a recruiter. It is okay to get feedback and critiques. Just try to understand what is their viewpoint. I think that would help. So for example, again going to your question, how to handle feedback and critique by talking to the person and trying to understand their viewpoint and why did they give you that critique or that feedback. Then you incorporate it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
hope I answered that. Should we take the next one?
Yeah.
Swati has one more
Yeah.
question.
Because just one thing,
Hmm.
sometimes people get too defensive.
Yeah, don't get defensive,
Yeah.
please.
Don't be
We are,
defensive.
we are not looking for the perfect solution. We are just trying to again understand how you think.
Yeah, and also just one more thing,
Hmm.
when you are getting feedback from, I don't know, from
Hmm.
the product managers, designers, or engineers,
Hmm.
try to take a step back, zoom out, and then ask them that what's from. I mean, there are two ways to get feedback. One is that this button is so big, something on UI or visual, and one way to give feedback is that like this button goal, this is the primary button, and it is the main call to action for this business. It is very important. So we should place it somewhere where it is prominent.
Hmm.
So you see the difference. So one is UI, or the first one is the UI or coming from the personal perspective. The other one is goal driven. So it's also a art how you receive feedback. So try to the other person who's giving you feedback, try to get it into deep roots, that from where it is coming, what's the reasoning behind that. If they say I don't think, I don't like, say, then get back to the users that these are our target audience.
Hmm.
So try to put those person in the user shoes, and then let them see from their perspective.
Hmm.
So it's also a art to get feedback from the people, in a way, that is skillful, right?
But also, Shyam, I think during the whiteboarding session, they do not have control over it. I get your
Yeah.
point. But say, for example, if I am taking Swati's interview only, I don't know her as a person, neither does she know me. So I will quickly tell her, no, like this is what I'm thinking. But again, if she is like open enough to talk about why are we choosing a problem set, particular solution or rejecting it, I think that helps.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So,
He has
Swati,
a question.
I want to ask, there could be a way that we can get into current flow of using ATM by adults, and then we can assume what kind of complication kids would be having. Then we can talk about the idea.
Yes, Swati, if you think this should be added in the current flow of the ATM, please go ahead and do that. This is
Yeah.
your way of solving it.
Yeah.
Again, like I told you, there is no right or wrong solution to this.
Hmm.
We are just trying to understand how you think. If you think using current ATM, building on top of it works better, no worries. Just tell them, this is what I'm going ahead with.
Yeah, but you will need to just justify your statement, support your statement uh, behind some reasoning,
And also open to, if the other person rejects it or gives you feedback, just being open about it as well.
Yeah, right. Because I would say my if you tell me this thing, my question would be the mental models of adults is way different than kids, right? If you talk about 8, 10 years kids, so how will you back your reasoning? By because there are two different groups. Let's say if I talk about uh, senior citizens or me. Senior citizens have different mental model. They different. They are not that tech savvy. So yeah, so need to. It's very important. Like you can't map one target audience, age group, user group to the other user group. Yeah. Shishti Bijur ask here, is having a whiteboard template for myself a red flag when doing remote whiteboarding?
No. Whiteboard template as in something that you made up for yourself. No, it's not a red flag. As long as it helps you understand the problem uh, and also like how you think, if you are able to justify that, any template works.
Yeah, yeah, right. Makes sense. Yeah.
Also, sorry, Shivam, just one point. Whenever I take interviews at MMT, also, what I have generally seen is very less people come up with templates, honestly, or even if they do have a template, I do not know that. But see, for example, so whenever I'm taking the interview for 1 hour,
Yeah,
you're
please continue.
whenever you are taking the whenever I'm taking the interview for 1 hour, eventually it boils down to how are you as a person to work with and how you think. So even if you have a template or not, I will anyways get to know about it, because see, for 1 hour you won't be able to follow a template or do anything about it.
Yeah, and talk about template based thing. We realize a lot of portfolios are template based. They have a similar thing. So we have just made a video 1 week back showcasing three truly amazing design portfolios that
Which
are
do not follow templates.
yeah. So I'm just sharing that video link in the chat so you can have a look. We cover three amazing portfolios of people across India and also abroad here in this video. So check out to get an idea about also website and portfolio building. That may also interest you here in case. Yeah.
Then it's from Sarthak Akshit. Good. Sarthak has a question. How would you improve the usability of our current product? How to address it without even knowing the product? How would you improve the usability of our current problem? How to address it? I did not understand this question.
I think he's saying that like sometime let's say I come for the interview at Make My Trip and you give me a question around Make My Trip, you know, you give me a question around Make My Trip product, but I haven't used the product.
Then it's great if you get a question from the company only, I think.
Okay, but I will have to use the product, right?
So what? Like you have the person in front of you, no? You can
Yeah.
ask them quick questions like, "Why are you doing this? Give me some data around it." They must be having it.
But can I also ask them, if I can get your app or website to try
Yeah,
that, right?
of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Yeah, I think who's asking that? Yeah,
Sarthak.
Sarthak. So I think there are two, three ways. I think one is Paras is mentioning that you can just ask the person about the product, just ask them to give a quick walkthrough about the product or feature they are talking about. And you can also get some data, some research, some insights and takeaways. Third thing which I prefer is that I would just give them, give them 10 minutes, give them the link of my dashboard or app, and they can just test it in 5-10 minutes. Very quick thing, and you can use
And
it.
even if they don't give it, you can ask them to give it.
Yeah, yeah, right. Of course, why not?
Also, just one point, Sarthak, if you have gone through this, like if any company has given you this prompt statement, like if, to improve the usability of their current product, I think they're mostly checking how do you handle feedback. This is what I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. We'll go to the second one. And please, if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to ask.
Yeah.
Srishti has one more question. Yes, I'm talking about something I made on Figma that has sections of what kind of questions I want to ask users, business goals, etc. Srishti, if you if you have, you can follow this. There is no worry about it. But I think problem statements, whenever they come, they demand a solution of their own. There is no specific process by which you can go and solve a problem statement. What I would suggest you to do is you pick up a lot of problem statements.
Yeah.
You pick up a lot of problem statements and then just try to solve them, and then maybe show it to a friend. You can also send it to us. We can also see like how you've done it. Just document it in a good way.
Yeah.
So what you will, after solving a lot of problem statements, you will understand that you do not need to follow a template, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say a lot of things, but once you start doing it, you will understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. We can go to the next one.
Abhinandan, so my current role is front end dev, but I'm handling. Okay, so this question is a bit generic. We will get back to you, Abhinandan, but just we are catering the whiteboarding questions for now, but we will get back. So how
Sorry,
can
just one second. Abhinandan has my current role front end, but I'm handling both design and Abhinandan, do you mind sharing your portfolio?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
Yeah, you
anything
can
is
share
there.
the
You can share
portfolio.
in right here only if you
Yeah.
want.
And Akshit Malik, how can I effectively present and justify my design choices during the session?
Just be honest on what you feel. Is
Yeah.
my answer.
Yeah. And I mean, whiteboarding session, you don't have much time to do research or anything. Um, but like for example, if you're doing whiteboarding for an app or something which is live, then you can just quickly. I mean, these days leverage AI, ChatGPT. So you can just go to ChatGPT or Perplexity, write down the product name, and ask, give a prompt that give me the uh, criticism or negative feedback that people are putting on the Play Store.
Also,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Also, one thing I think what we can do is once you join the WhatsApp group, no, you can pick up a problem statement and then submit your, maybe a PDF or something like that, which is very rough.
Yeah.
And then the other members can also have their views on that. Or also, if we get time, we will also do that.
Yeah.
That way, you'll get to understand a lot of opinions and views, which is generally required in a whiteboarding challenge.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So I'm sharing again the link to the group. So I mean, you will get a invite in 2-3 weeks because we are migrating from Discord right now.
Also, we are keeping it invite only right
Invite
now.
only right now, yeah. So we are sending them first come first basis. So Sagar, is it okay to transition back to a internship at design focused company after working full time for 2 years in a non-design focused company? How would you review this as a hiring manager?
Okay, should I take this one?
Yeah, please, please.
Sagar, there's nothing wrong with it. How do I take it as a hiring manager? No worries. If you wanted to switch fields, actually, I went through the same way only. If you want to switch fields, and if you start that by doing an internship, no worries. You can go ahead and do it. I don't think it's a red flag or something that will hamper, because anyways you are switching fields, no?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, question from Ankit. Hello, I have one doubt. Can working in open source community help me as a designer? Yes, of course. I think open source is great. So, Ankit, I don't know what you are making in open source. Are you doing some research or design? But I think any project, anything, it is still better than doing a fiction project. A lot of people, get make their own imaginary project. So it's better than having something live. And if you're talking to user, working with real people, so yeah, you can put in the portfolio. That will
Actually,
be
it's
great.
better than having a dummy.
Yeah,
prompt
yeah,
statement.
exactly.
I personally have an inclination towards people who contribute to open source.
Yeah.
I think Shivam also.
Yeah, me too, right. So Shishti, if the interviewer asked me to design for a physical product like headphones, Does the whiteboarding process differ in a way or any? Uh,
Go
Yeah,
on, go on. I can answer.
I don't think so. They will ask you to. So even if they ask you to design for a physical product, if your the job is for a UI UX, you will be still making some, interface. Like for example, ATM is a physical product, but you are still making that interface right there.
Hmm.
Or let's say a washing machine interface. It's a physical product, but you will be still designing that. So I think our the consideration is that I think uh, so in mobile and website we have a lot of paradigm example that we can take from. We can do competitive research, and we can draw a lot of parallels for those devices. But for those physical products like washing machine, headphones, and ATM, we might need to ask a lot of questions from the stakeholders to
Hmm.
clarify doubt, because they don't also have that thing. So I think you will need to get a lot of context, pain points, and
Hmm.
issues, because you can't make things from assumptions if you haven't used the product yourself, right? Yeah.
How to justify my Sagar? How to justify my design when 2-3 person, including founders from the company, take interview one after one, and they all have different viewpoints. Sagar, no worries. If they have different viewpoints, but still you have to stick to one viewpoint. Just tell them, like, as I'm saying, like, be honest about whatever solution you're picking, whatever you're going forward with. If this is the scenario, like you are getting 2-3 different viewpoints from different stakeholders, just keep it in the open. This is what this person believes. This is what I believe. Let's pick one.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. From Sarthak, what are the most important considerations for designing a mobile app?
Hmm.
This is a very big question,
Yeah,
no?
it's a very very broad question. Can
Hmm.
you just like um, make it a little bit more specific? And also we are
Hmm.
running on,
No
yeah,
worries.
Wi-Fi. Oh, the light has just
No, no worries.
gone.
It's connected from WhatsApp. That's
Yeah,
fine.
so the just the
This
connection
one.
this, so the light has just got disrupted. We are in a right now remote
Hmm.
village, so that's
Cool,
why.
cool. But still, we can
Yeah,
take questions.
yeah, but still you can take question. Happy to take question right now also. Saurabh Srivastav, hey Shivam, hey, hi Saurabh, what's up, how's it going, man? Feel free to ask any questions, happy to chat more.
I actually
And
do have a solution.
oh, we have solution right now. So for the light, so we will need to leave in 5 minutes. So just any quick questions in 5 minutes, then we can wrap this up. And for the question, you can just join the link of the
Battery low.
WhatsApp community. I have shared the telephone over, and yeah, you can ask the community questions. Yeah. So I think so. How to start UI UX design? It's a very very broad
Should we
question.
take this one?
How to start UI
No,
UX
no, this
design?
one. This one I think if we build a product.
Okay, if we build, so this is the last question we are taking.
Hmm.
If we build a product in mobile, and we have to, if we build it in mobile and we have to build the same in web and tab, do we have
Hmm.
to make design system first? Even the product is in ideation phase, it has
Hmm.
not even been live yet.
Sarthak, I don't think you need a design system at that stage. Again,
Hmm.
this is my personal take on it. Because there's one problem with design systems is it actually bounds you in some areas. So like this is
Hmm.
so for example, if the product is in this early phase ideation, I don't think you need a design system.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also that does not mean that mobile site and the web site look very different. It should
Hmm.
not be that. They should look same. They should look a part of one single family because if it does not, it will break your users'
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah. And also whiteboarding in it's a very short period of time. You
Hmm.
can't make a design system right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are
Yeah.
not judging you for design systems, honestly.
Yeah,
There.
and just be consistent in terms of patterns and interactions, and the you can be consistent in terms of the layout also,
Hmm.
and flow. You don't need to be very going to detail about design system
Hmm.
UI. These are very, they are applicable when you're taking take home assignments, right? So last question, right, Paras, you can
Hmm.
take Shishti. In high fidelity expect is high fidelity expected during whiteboarding session? No. I think what, yeah, I
Hmm.
just quickly share them, Paras. One
Yeah.
thing,
Hmm.
so you can make high fidelity for I think one or two screens,
Yes.
right? Otherwise, they are so very important. They are judging you in terms of problem solving, your ideas exploration, collaboration, time management, prioritization skills. And they're not judging you for making a visual design. Whiteboarding is not for that, but you can still make at least one screen high fidelity just to showcase your great visual design skills. And otherwise wireframe sketches are fine, but they should be just readable and legible. You can also add some annotation, right? uh, Sort of, it's been getting late right now for
No
the
worries, quickly
question. We
let's
can
take
just
this
get
one.
one question. What measures do you take to empathize with the users? You want to?
Should yeah, I can take this
Yeah.
one. What measures? I actually have a very controversial answer to this. I will anyways give it. What measures do you take to empathize with users? So, sort of, see, if you actually care about your user, whatever product you are building, you will anyways find methods and ways to understand how to solve a problem for that user, or how to give them a good experience, basically, if you actually care about the user. So if you're asking me what measures do you take to empathize with users, I think the straight answer is genuine care. If you do that, you will anyways understand them and then build that product.
Yeah.
I can give you a bookish answer. You can do FGDs, you can do personal interviews, you can do a lot of things, but you can only do them if you actually care about the user. If you don't, you follow any method and it won't work. Trust me.
Yeah, and I think what matters is that in the so this empathization is built up, not only in whiteboarding, in general day-to-day life. For example, right now I'm designing an app for tier 2 tier 3 people. And when you're making something for tier 2 tier 3 smaller cities, you need to have immense empathy for them. So what I did is that whenever I travel now, I try to see and talk to people, just be curious what they are using the phone. And I have house help also from tier 2 cities, tier 3. So I ask them, what difficulties you face. Just try to, in our day-to-day life, develop empathy with them, with the people, just be curious person in general. And for example, also your parents also are senior citizen, so they often need help, with the mobile thing for ordering food and app, etc. So just sit with them, try to see when they are getting stuck, and provide them solutions and etc etc. So these things will help you to build empathy, not only in the why. It's not a thing. So for example, just doing a very parallel thing. So we talk about meditation. Meditation is not something that gets better when you're doing meditation. Meditation gets better in your daily life, how you conduct things. So uh, getting the empathy with the user is something that you develop overall in your day-to-day life. How you talk with people. Are you a curious person? Are you a caring person?
I think it comes from within.
It comes from within, right? Yeah, bit philosophical here, but yeah.
Yeah.
So ending this, thank you so much. Thanks, Shishti. I'm glad you like it. And
Also, just one last thing. If you have any questions, you want any help, anything, I think the best way is to join the WhatsApp group. For the whiteboarding session, what we can do is we will put some dummy problem statements there. You can pick problem statements from there and then solve it, and maybe then send a PDF on the group itself.
Yeah.
So that everyone can view, and let's design in open, get open feedback.
Yeah, exactly. And also in this YouTube channel, there are a lot of videos around portfolio building. We have done portfolio tear down, showcase great portfolio. We have made a special video for women, women who design. So you can also check out the other videos on this channel around that. So that might help you. And also, Shishti, for the WhatsApp group, you can fill this teleform. So again, just to share, we are right now on Discord, but we are not. We are transitioning. We are doing a transition from Discord to WhatsApp. That might happen in 2-3 weeks. So you can just fill this link, this teleform, and in 2-3 weeks we will notify you first come first basis for the
Before
WhatsApp
that
group.
only, actually.
Yeah, before that, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's all. So Paras, yeah, anything you add?
That's it.
Okay, great. So
Okay.
bye, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
Okay.